The former head of South Sudan's revenue agency has been detained after returning to the capital, Juba, to face questioning over alleged corruption. Simon Aquay, the former Commissioner General of the South Sudan Revenue Authority (SSRA), handed himself over to the National Security Service (NSS) on Tuesday. The government says the detentions are linked to financial malpractices and irregularities in the monetary system, in what appears to be a widening crackdown on senior figures in the finance, petroleum, revenue, and security sectors. It has not said whether formal charges have been filed. Return in good faith. Aquay had been out of the country on what his family described as urgent private matters. Speaking to iRadio, a family member said he returned voluntarily to respond to questions from the authorities. At no time was there any intention to evade lawful authority, the family member said, adding that his return demonstrated confidence in the legal and judicial processes. The family urged the public to remain calm and called for the matter to be handled free from speculation, misinformation, or unnecessary politicization. His detention follows a series of high-profile arrests in recent days. Dr. Barnaba Chol, a former finance minister, was intercepted last Friday in the border town of Nimule, with security sources alleging he was attempting to cross into Uganda. Moses Deng, the former governor of the central bank, was placed under house arrest in Juba last week. Another former finance minister, Marial Dongrin Ater, was arrested in Rumbek and flown to the capital under guard. Deng Lual Wol, the former undersecretary at the Ministry of Petroleum, was also detained after reporting to the NSS for questioning. Manasseh Machar Bol, a senior security official previously attached to the Ministry of Petroleum, was also taken into custody. Selective justice fears. The arrests have drawn scrutiny from political observers and civil society groups. Edmond Yakani, a prominent activist, welcomed efforts to tackle corruption, but said investigations must be transparent and follow due process. The government must handle Aquay and others in a manner consistent with legal procedures, he told Radio Tamazuj. He cautioned that anti-corruption measures should not be used to delay elections or extend the country's transitional period. South Sudan is due to hold its first national elections in December 2026, although key preparations remain incomplete. Powerful alliance. Appointed in November 2024, Aquay was tasked with modernizing a fiscal system long criticized for revenue leakages. He promoted digital reforms aimed at automating tax collection and reducing cash-based transactions, which are widely seen as vulnerable to bribery. He was fired in November 2025, nearly a year into the post. His career has been closely linked to businessman Dr. Benjamin Bolmel, who was dismissed as vice president in November 2025 and later placed under house arrest in Juba. Once seen as President Salva Kiir's preferred successor, Bolmel's rise ended abruptly. He was removed as vice president for the economic cluster, stripped of his role as deputy chairman of the ruling SPLM party, and demoted in rank within the intelligence agency amid reports of an internal power struggle. Aquay previously worked as a senior coordinator for Africa Resources Corporation (ARC) and Winners Construction, companies linked to Bolmel that became key beneficiaries of the controversial Oil for Roads program. Under the scheme, crude oil exports were used to finance infrastructure projects, including the Juba-Bor Highway. While supporters argue that such projects are vital for development, international observers have repeatedly raised concerns about the transparency of large-scale oil-backed deals in the country. Aquay also previously served as Secretary General of the National Chamber of Commerce, where he developed close ties with Bolmel. This news report is according to Radio Tamazuj. Please subscribe to the SSGTV South Sudan Global for our upcoming informative videos.